Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day 7 here in Tallinn, Estonia for the EPBF Predator European Championships. We're in the mixed of the 8-ball division and we're down to the last 64 single elimination. And what a match we have up here. Teammates, we have Matthias SNIEGOCKI versus Daniel MACIOL in the single elimination match 8-ball. And we have myself, Graham Hickman. I'll be joined very shortly by a fellow colleague just waiting for another match to finish. They'll be back in a second. We have an exciting match coming up here for sure. So first break, MACIOL looking to get a good start. Always had a kick straight in off on the first break. It was a pretty good break and a pretty good hit. Just unfortunate there, has to be said. It's pretty solid. He's been playing pretty well so far in this tournament. So far in this European Championships, I have to say. He's going pretty solid to the single elimination stages. Still hoping to go pretty deep, but he has a tough match here against his countryman SNIEGOCKI, who got to the final of the straight pool. Unfortunately lost out to Tobias Bongas, and in the 10-ball he made it to the last 32, and now he's in the winners qualification. Last 64 again. Yeah, so going well, both players. Needs to get past that solid ball and leave a nice angle here. Yeah, pretty good. Still need to go back down the table. He does have a choice. He could play the 9-ball first if he should wish, or the 11. See, yeah, he's playing the 2 reels here. And I believe Tim has just joined me. Welcome, Tim. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. A little bit late, but nonetheless, what a match this is. What a draw, brutal draw for the Polish.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. I was just saying, just giving everyone an update on their performances. Have been going pretty solid across the straight pool and 10-ball events, all getting through to the single elimination stages, which is to be expected. Pretty solid, very, very talented players. And yeah, I was just finishing off with MACIOL's results there. So in the straight pool, he did get to the last 32. He lost out to Nicholas Ernst in that match. And then the 10-ball, he got to the last 64, got beat off Fortunski, another countryman. So he's having a bit of a tough draw time. And then in the 8-ball, again, he's battling with SNIEGOCKI, looking to punish that scratch off the break. Very unfortunate, I have to say. It was a good break, but got kicked in. We have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I have to say SNIEGOCKI is quite experienced player. Not as fluent and fast as MACIOL, I would say, but very steady. And I think he would be a perfect fit to play 8-ball actually. I think it would really suit his style, so I'm not surprised if most of the people would think MACIOL is a favorite in this match. You know, it could be closer, could be 50-50 even.
Yeah, I think it's again, we've said this a few times in the matches, Tim, and I'm sure you've discussed it with some of the other fellow commentators, but everybody knows the break is so important. We've seen a lot of close matches. Both these guys break very, very good and have a very solid 8-ball game. So yeah, it's a flip of a coin for me. Will come down to little things like just a moment ago, he just came in after the break. He had a very good break, did Daniel, but he got kicked in off by another ball. That could be the fine margins. just like that. Very good break, but kicked in off again, so he returns the favour. He returns the favour.
So what do we see here? What do we have? Both actually really open. Just easier to start with stripes, I guess. And the 2 balls blocked, so stripes it is.
Yeah, table's pretty nice, to be honest. The balls, it's one of those breaks, Tim, where the balls are quite nicely separated from each other. Not too many clusters. It just gives you a nice space to run around balls, play off cushions. It's a very nice looking break, if I can say that. Yeah, nicely done. Needs to slow down. Doesn't want to go too far. It was just okay, I think, Tim.
Well, is he? Because I'm not too sure how to get on the 12 right after.
Yeah, can he play like a
Looks to
really
be
drag, maybe? Can he avoid? Yeah, you're right. It's a good call. It's thinner than it looks. Yeah, it's a lot thinner. Wasn't sure if you could flick off the 2. Oh wow, that's one way to do it.
Well, he really can't complain about the outcome because he knew it was kind of a random cue ball there, especially at that speed.
Yeah, he's overrun that a little. Fine, nicely done. So interesting first start with the 2 breaks, both pretty okay breaks. Unlucky kick in off does happen.
Well, they started off being nice to each other, I can understand, but I have a feeling that's going to change soon. So let's see, second break from MACIOL. Last time, unfortunate scratch apparently. I wasn't there. I trust my mate Graham. Well, this time, a lot better result. First glance at the table, I really like the stripes. Just maybe a slight trickier position to get to the 15 as it favors to the bottom left more. Looks to be straight on the 11 here, so it should be fine with just, what is it, half a diamond forward. Played for a window between the 3-7 to cut to 15. Interesting choice, and I mean it must be on because he looks very confident. is really trying to not rely on the speed of the table, the feeling he has for the table yet. He was just making sure, just give me an angle and something I can make and we'll be fine. So stop on the 13 and the first break run of the match.
Yeah, nicely done. Just an interesting one as well, Tim, from the 8-ball rounds. MACIOL lost to Bongas in this first round, 8-7. Did you and I commentate on that one? I think maybe we did. It was a great match all the way to the hill.
Yes.
Yes, and then Bongas pipped him at the end. It's a bit of a crazy game, but then in the losers qualification, MACIOL beat Smirnov from Estonia. But what's interesting is Smirnov went through the draw, and then through the winners qualification side ran into SNIEGOCKI, who also beat him in the winners qualification. So they both played the same player, just the way the draw kind of worked out. Just thought it was quite an interesting fact that they both came through the similar path to the same player.
Well, same thing is that in Poland there is quite some good structure with the subsidy and everything, so they're all really playing their best game every year at the European Championships, like well prepared, and then they show up and they have to kick each other out of the tournament over and over. So that in multiple ways really, yeah, I mean, it's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, it happens. It does happen. But it's a bit of a shame when you run into your teammates or countrymen so early on. Obviously you want to try to maximise that medal table for your country, and obviously unfortunately they will lose somebody at this stage. I was trying to find the latest medal table, Tim. I'm not sure if you have access to it or if you've seen it. I think when I seen last night, Germany was topping the table overall, obviously with Tobias Bongas and Pia doing quite well. But I'm sure Poland's very close behind that.
Yeah, I do believe it was Germany on top, but I mean, soon things are going to change drastically, of course. It's interesting. It's looking to play the 13 in the right center. You just gotta be careful not to lock up the 14. Is F14 still available? He didn't look too disappointed, so I'm guessing yes, it's still on. So 13-14, go up table. Let's see if he wants to play a 10-11 combination, or just the 11 first and then the 10.
Yeah, good call. It depends on his position from here. I mean, if he has... The combo looks pretty good though as well, because if he can get straight behind it and the distance of the stripe on the pocket, it could be pretty okay. Yeah, maybe trying to go the back way. That's risky, right? Do you not think? Things can go wrong that way.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That's why I'm wondering which one of the two he plays. I would like to just stay away from the combination. Oh,
I think that's
he's hit the 7 first. Oh,
yeah,
no.
interesting.
Well, that's a big turnaround, because he also gives ball in hand, so he can clear the 2 and the 1 in the top left corner. And then it's wide open to take a 3-1 lead with him breaking. So this is already a big moment early on in the match.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake that for sure. And now that ball in hand just makes this so much easier to get the 1 and the 2 ball out of the way very quickly. Yeah, and also the position here of the 5 ball just in front of the 2. This is working out, well, obviously very good for MACIOL. Great chance to get a 3-1 lead here. Nicely done. Yeah, no problems. The balls are sitting very nice here. He's got a choice depending on how he comes round. Maybe 7 would be nice. Leave the 4 to the side, but very good pace control here. He's got choices. Big mistake that, Tim. It looked like he had most of the ball, but I'm just wondering, because he was trying to play it with a lot of side, I wonder if that's what caused the foul, maybe.
Well, I think he might have been playing the side in order to still make the ball. And that would be real bad news. Like, that would have been a huge mistake that he pushed the ball over there. So, 5th rack, MACIOL to break the balls, to take a huge lead, to take that 4-1 lead, possibly. Yeah, nice square hit, 4-ball finding its way. And don't think there's too many clusters. As you can see, could start with a 14-1 combination. If he makes the 1, or well, could also play a solid and then the 5-14-1 combination. Doesn't have to start with this. Wow, wow. Like I said, he really did not have to. I understand that he was wanting to take the solids, but really, I think it was unnecessary actually to go for that. And this could let SNIEGOCKI right into this match. He's now obviously going to take solids, trying to take away the 2-ball as soon as possible. Yeah, and in my opinion, that's basically for us as spectators the best thing that could happen. A lot of turnarounds every time, like winning a couple games, something funny that happens, and then the other that takes over, and back and forth. That's what I think makes a very exciting match, because then it looks to be very even. Either that or both sides just keep breaking running. Currently quite some turnarounds in this match. Yeah, not too much that could go wrong. Maybe to get from the 3 to the 8 if he has to draw the cue ball in between the 13 and 11. Just mainly because of the speed. So let's see what he plays. Well, really wasn't that tough apparently for him. Perfect on the 8 to close that gap to only 1 game difference. 3-2. When he makes the 8, there it is. What a chance really after that break. I think MACIOL really put an awesome break on there. Just to... Maybe he thought too easy. Like most of the times I like when you start off right away with that combination. But this time might have made a more of a thinking error, not like execution. I mean, he was also trying to hold the cue ball, so I understand he was playing it soft. I just don't understand why he was taking it on instantly. But it has happened. Also for MACIOL, he will just have to fade the fact that he's let the door slightly open for SNIEGOCKI to make it 3 each. And you go from there. There's not much you can do. Brutal format sometimes, alternate break. Let's see what SNIEGOCKI does on the break.
Yeah, big break needed here. Try and get a nice break and run. Centre ball looks good. And the corner ball's coming round as well, so pretty good hit. Not a bad split. Starter looks a little bit... Yeah, where's he going to start with? Maybe 12 ball could be an option if he doesn't like. He's also got a 5 ball if the 1 ball goes down the rail or the side. But stripes, you would think here, Tim, look a little bit more favourable, potentially.
Well, for me it's mainly if the 1 ball goes, but apparently it doesn't. So then in that case I do like the stripes. Just a 15 is being blocked by the 2 in the bottom left. So that's something to think about. And let's see. Well, not too worried basically. Just needs to get to those 2 balls to the left long rail, Graham, as soon as possible.
Yeah, he could even go now. Try and get after them straight away. Good call, Tim, and I think needs to get... Might even try to roll through to get this stripe at the bottom of the table just out the way, because that 9 ball does go in the side quite comfortably, and I'm wondering if the 8 ball goes past the 2. I think it pretty much does, so this is pretty okay. He might take the 10 now, the 10 now, but I kind of like rolling this through, getting rid of that 1 at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, I like 14, 15. Like you can shoot the 9 in the side to get to the 10. Straight on the 10 is also guaranteed to have the 11. But I don't mind this either, but you will have to get a nice shape from 15 to 10, and I think that could show us some trouble soon.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I wonder why he didn't play that, unless he wanted to go 9 and then go down the table with a slow right hand spin. Yeah, he's going this way. That's also fine. Similar kind of way. But yeah.
Well, this is the shot here for me. Like, how is he going to get perfect on the 15 with the angle he has now?
Yeah, and that's why with the 9 being over the centre pocket, it was, like we said, a good ball to get to that 10 ball.
Can he still draw into the left long rail? Is he straight enough? Well, he was not straight enough. Yeah, I played a little bit two-way there, in case he would be great on the 11. Could nick the 11 out first. But I think he actually got funny on both sides. Like, overstretched on the 10 with some inside spin. And straight on the 11 to where he might catch the 1. Has to play good cue ball around the 1 ball.
Yeah, good call, Tim. I think he tried to miss that 1, but he might. Do you think he can still get into... You can go around the 4 ball maybe? Is that possible? Come down for the black in the bottom left?
I think it's the only way, but it's always tricky. So much traveling.
Ooh, just feathered it.
The 4. Ooh.
He ran pretty okay, so yeah.
He's getting it done. I mean, of course, he also would have liked it to be more clean, but Listen, MACIOL missed one combination, and SNIEGOCKI ran out, and now Broken ran. So he's back in the match. 3 each. Whose way is it gonna go?
Yeah, it's a little bit. We call it. Do you say ugly clearance? It's a bit of. Sounds a bit of a aggressive word when you say ugly. Maybe it wasn't conventional. I felt like he was chasing the rack a little bit, having to make a few little shots. Wasn't as clean cut. It makes it a little bit more risky when you're feathering balls and just clipping this ball. Bad things can happen or things can go wrong. So, nevertheless, he still got over the line.
Ooh. Yeah, and the dry break following to that. Tough layout. First look at the table, Gray.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, good call. I'm just wondering if that stripe does go next to the solid, just below the 12. Very tight.
I don't think the 15 goes. The 3 and the 1 is locked, so 6-15 is locked, and the 3 and the 1. Now there is a couple stripes near the 15 to do something, so that's probably why he's opting to go with stripes, even though it was maybe a little easier starter with the 4 ball on the side.
Yeah, I like where he's putting his cue. I was just about to say, if he can get nice on this 14 ball, and then yeah, the 15 is extremely tight. No, it doesn't go. But the 14 ball does give you a good option to bump into something. Like you said, there's a few helping balls up there. How's his speed? Might even have an angle on the 12 to do some kind of draw shot into it, maybe. Still needs to get a shot after this.
Well, just don't draw into the 15 too soft. Like, if you can make the 12 and catch the 15 and just try to draw it all the way through it. Rather be too low to have a look on the 9, a longer shot on the 14, or something in the bottom of the table. But it just matters on that angle. I think he has a slight angle, especially if he cheats the 12 in the left side of the corner pocket. Well, there we go. That's the view. Oh, he might think that that 15 goes. He has made a similar shot like this before. He went for a similar shot like this before and has fouled, so would that be in the back of his mind?
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, that was close. It was a good hit though. Oh, and he's a bit in no man's land. Yeah, this 9 ball is iffy as well.
Cut on the 9, thin one, probably running into the 4.
That was a good shot.
And basically, just
though.
take whatever you get. Yeah.
You'll take that though, Tim. Goes in the bottom left, and he's got a nice angle to come down for this other stripe, so he couldn't have asked for any more, really. Very nice outcome. It's pretty good. He's going to go into the 3 in the 1 ball here, Tim, so still a little bit of something going in this rack. Not sure if he'll just take an edge of the 3, maybe play the black in the top right pocket, possibly, unless he runs it all the way around for the side of 2 reels.
I was gonna say, what about just draw, and if you catch a piece of the 3, you're still good. Well, he was quite sure about using the 3 to go forward, came up short, so a little trickier 8 ball, but this is to take the lead again. but making that look easy. 4-3 lead for Mateusz SNIEGOCKI over his countryman Daniel MACIOL. And he also has the break, so this could be an enormous chance to go from 3-1 down to 5-3 up. Gotta say, two completely different styles in break though, but in the end, I mean, on these tables it's more about catching the right speed, and some of them like to do that with the big pop and some of them like to do that with the flat break. That's just preference, I guess, or the style that suits your technique the most as well. So there we go. Rack 8. 8 ball, last 64. Especially, like I said, for Team Poland, there is a lot of subsidy at stake, so basically the winner still has a shot at getting a salary, and the loser is out. We'll have to try again. Oh, that 13 hung up on him. Is there... Oh, the 12, the 12. Did that 12 go? No. Based on his facial expression, I would say it does not. So, MACIOL back at the table, back and forth match. I mean, the way it's been going, I wouldn't be surprised if we have like a 8-6 or a 8-7 match here, because they really seem to not get that big distance over each other. A little bit of a funny layout. Would like to take out the 12 as soon as possible to open up the corner for the 9. As you can see, the 9 didn't go because of the 12. Oh,
I think he's still okay.
Yeah,
just okay. He can take the 11 and then the 9 if he chooses, but if it still goes, then he can clear this top side of the table and then work his way down 11, 9 and 8 ball, I would think. Kind of makes sense that way.
not so easy at all. I mean, he's gonna play the 14 in the top left, and then he's gonna leave the 9 to get to the 8.
Yeah, good. Hey, I just think Daniel's, maybe it's being a bit picky here, but I do feel Daniel seems to have a more clean approach to taking the balls out, at least so far in this match. Shot selection wise, Tim, he seems to make the work a little bit less, at least in this match anyway. Nice. It's going to be close. It's going to be a tight one. It will come down to breaks. Little smile there from Matthias to Daniel. I'm sure they're good friends.
It's so tough too, like when you travel together. Like I know most of these guys, you know, they hang out at every tournament, they travel together, they go swimming together, to the gym together, they do everything together. It's a real like a team spirit kind of group. And yeah, if you just keep playing each other in this kind of events, must be tiring at some point. I mean, that's, yeah, there's nothing you can do against the draw, but yeah, tough. So I can imagine a mixed feeling inside both players.
Yeah, it's tough, and also going from, we talked on this earlier in the match this morning, when you have individual competition, it's one thing, but then, like in this situation, then moving to a team competition, it's also a bit strange if you've just beaten one of your teammates. It's a bit of a strange feeling to go, oh, what a break. Wow. You'd take that break for life, Tim, wouldn't you?
Well, trust me, just to make a ball, yes, but that cue ball, I wouldn't be too happy so early on. Like, he's hit better breaks, but it doesn't matter. Make a ball, have the cue ball on the table.
Nah, you're too critical. You're too critical. I was thinking, a ball is down. He has an option of solids and stripes. Well, actually, the solid, not ideal, but nice break still.
Well, I'm thinking about maybe going for solids and play a 6-7 combination in the top right or something, because the 10 is blocked by the 5 and the 4.
Can you not draw it back and play it in the same middle? Yeah, I thought he could. A bit straight. Need to bounce. This changes everything.
Okay, yeah. Longer 12 ball coming up.
But a nice angle to get across for those 2 stripes, I think, Tim, as well. So if he gets this position correct, doesn't want to be hampered by the 4. So one good shot here. Stun over. Choice of 2 balls. And it could be a very quick rack indeed.
Ooh, did use all of that corner there.
Did little dance before it went in. Always makes your heart wobble.
Yeah, really small shake on the head there, knowing that he's actually left himself too long. As you see, the extension is out, a little bit awkward cueing. Now is he going with inside spin? Looks like it. Yeah. Do you see a cut in the 8 and skim off the 3 in the top left corner scratch?
I think he's just okay, Tim. Just okay. I think he's going more full into the 3. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Good call though, but it's risky. Could have been a bit more dangerous, but yeah, it's a nice break and a nice finish. The first 2 balls seemed to be lined up pretty nice, and he took them well. Wobbled in the 12 ball, but it doesn't matter. He takes the lead. I do like the composure of Daniel around the table, especially watching him run the balls. He's very chilled. Doesn't really give much away in his emotions. Big break.
Well, there's a reason why I believe he's like second on the Euro Tour rankings. Definitely in great form.
Yeah, big break coming here. And yeah, you're right. You know, obviously Euro Tour wise, very solid. He has won. He's also got a 10-ball silver medal in the past. So very dangerous.
Yeah, dry break. Did catch the break full in the face, but too much muscle. No ball finding a pocket. 2 in the 12 locked. 4 in the 9. Or at least the 4 is blocked by the 9. 12 is blocked by the 2. The 11 is blocking the 6. So this will be an interesting puzzle.
Yeah,
I think the stripes are okay.
Yeah, and this is where the 60-second shot clock does come in handy. So after the break, you do have 60 seconds to evaluate the rack, and then a 25-second extension if you want to take it. And then after this, every shot will be 35 seconds. So it's quite handy when you have a puzzle like this, Tim. You've just mentioned quite a few problems that he needs to figure out, but could play a nice little stop shot here to get the 9 out the way. That'll solve one little problem at the bottom, and then he needs to address the top. He's got a few helping balls up there as well. Good chance.
Yeah, definitely starting off the rack nicely. can nick the 9 out right now. And if he can get straight on the 15, or close to straight, that can put him straight on the 11 to go a little bit forward to play the 12 in the bottom left. And then it's just 2 stop shots, stop on the 10 and stop on the 8. So, like I said, there was clusters. I'm not saying the balls didn't go, but definitely needed extra attention, and he's definitely giving that.
Yeah, fully agree, and that was the route I had in my mind. You've literally took the words out of my mouth, and I think he's landed perfect on the 15, as you said. Even though he's a little bit low on this, he can still run through a touch, and yeah, great call to him. He's, yeah, right there where his finger was, is where he's hoping, and that 10 is a nice key ball to get on the 8 ball. Looks good. Very nicely done.
Yeah, very interesting scoreline this match. Like, I cannot wrap my brain around it, because Mateusz did have a chance to build out that lead. Now suddenly it is MACIOL basically overrunning SNIEGOCKI. Now,
A bit
yeah,
short
it's
there.
okay, I think. I think it's just fine.
I don't know. He's definitely going to have a thinner 8. I'm not sure how much he can bite off this one, Tim, to hold.
Well, the good news is I just don't think there's a scratch in the top left corner with where the 2 ball is. So,
Oh, he done well. He held it enough. It's pretty good. Yeah, nice. Even though there was a few balls dotted around the table, there was a few helping balls to help him run that out. Key shot was the first couple to get him to remove that 9 ball down the table, and then, as you said, getting straight on that 15 ball was really important. But a nice little run out there. Looked a little bit complicated, but he managed them very well. Good cue ball control, which I've seen a lot of this in the 8 ball from Daniel. Very, very impressed with his 8 ball game, have to say.
yeah, now, because of that dry break for Mateusz, MACIOL is breaking with a possible chance to make it 7-4. And like I said already so many times, like that 3-game or 4-game window is such a big thing with this alternate break. Kind of guarantees you to have multiple chances to close out the match.
Yeah, especially if he can break and run here. This is making it very tough for Mateusz. Lost the cue ball a little bit, but I think he's going to have options. Balls seem to be splitting okay here.
Yeah, and if that 12 goes to the bottom left, I think Stripes is wide open. I think it does. Not really seeing the value in going for solids, because the 6 will be really tough to get to, so that's probably one of the reasons why he's going Stripes here.
Yeah, and these first 2 balls, again, very similar to the last rack. Pretty close proximity, helps him get rid of, I'm not going to say a problem, but helps him clear the top of the table quite comfortably. Got a nice angle to come down for choice of stripes. And like you said, Tim, if that 12 goes past, it looks very tight. Maybe the camera angle can help us on that bottom left hand pocket, if we can see if that one goes. He's looking at it.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I really think it's on. And if it's on, it kind of will crush Mateusz's hopes, because 7-4 with how well your opponent is breaking, even if you make your own breaker run, you kind of have to pray for 2 mistakes in a row on your opponent's break.
Yeah, asking a lot. But this is where the luck, I think you've said it a few times, Tim, on commentary with me, is it's a really important factor. And it sounds strange, but not that you say luck plays a big part, because it's a very skillful game, but 8 ball especially, you need a bit of luck off the break on how these balls line up. And I do think the last few breaks, for Daniel. They've just seemed to have lined up very straightforward. Yes, he still has to pot the balls, but it could have been a lot more difficult.
Well, we're also talking about the players that, like, they reach to the final stages of major tournaments. Like, yeah, like MACIOL won the Qatar Open. I think all the top players were there. Like, I'm more saying, if he can do that, I'm quite sure he can run out the game like he just had, because that was just pot ball get shape, pot ball get like, it was so connecting the dots.
Yeah, it's nice when you have breaks like that, isn't it, Tim? Makes your day a lot easier playing pool when the table helps you out as well.
Yeah. Well, Mateus needs one of those layouts, and then basically has to sit in his chair and pray for a scrappy layout or a scratch or something funny. But first, his break. Nope. That's not it.
Yeah, and that's the difference if you just look at the break. If you did put a ball there, it's not too bad. There's a bit of a work to do on the stripes, but solids not too bad. I'm just wondering on that 3 ball, goes in the side, so you can play the 7 ball and the 6 ball in the same pocket. And then if you just look at the top of the table, Tim, where the 1, the 5 and the 3 is, a stop shot on the 1 could give him a stop shot on the 3, and maybe to come down for the 4, and then black in the left. So it's all lining up again, and the angle from this 6 ball to the 1's quite nice. This could be the match right here. Yeah, dot to dot again here for me.
Yeah, it's just also laying like so open. As you can see, a stop shot on the 5, small stun over to the 4. Even if he gets straight on the 4, it's a stop shot 8. Like, basically you're hoping for your opponent to having to open up clusters, to run the cue ball around the table, to having to cut balls in and all that. And when you see your opponent with this kind of layout, you just know it's done. And he didn't get straight on this 4, so we'll still have to hold it a little better, but it looks to be MACIOL here, Graham.
Yeah, I fully agree, and full credit to him. Obviously he's made it look very easy, but it's all about the breaks, all about the shots. And yeah, quite comfortably towards the end there. Didn't go SNIEGOCKI's way, but Daniel MACIOL moves into the last 32, and he will continue his run in this 8-ball discipline, try and get to the final. Thanks to Tim, thanks to me and myself. Obviously I'm thanking everybody because it's been a great tournament so far, and we will be back later on today for further 8-ball games. Thanks very much all.